Okay, hello everyone, welcome back to a new episode of Legacy. And in today's episode, I'm going to be talking to you a bit about how to not get subbed out of a game. Now, having spoken to many parents over the last couple of weeks, this was actually a common question that a lot of parents are struggling with, especially with their child. Now, even though there's no specific solution to this, but something I wanted to share with you today is 3 ways that your child can stay on the field rather than being subbed out. So, the first one is your child has to be the hardest worker on the field. If they are the hardest worker on the field, this means that they're going to get the most playing time. And I know this is a problem a lot of parents are going through at the moment, especially with their child. And having spoken to some parents, I know that their child are lacking playing time. So the first advice I would give is just be the hardest worker on the field and outwork your teammates. Now, the second one is become the most consistent. Now, this is a problem a lot of kids go through, a lot of players go through, especially at the club level. They're not consistent with their training. They're not consistent with their performances. They're not consistent with their nutrition, and this is evident, especially when you get onto the field and you start to see your performances dip. So the second point is become the most consistent player on your team. And by the most consistent means showing up early to every single training session, being the hardest worker, helping your teammates, and just ultimately giving 100% into everything you do, whether that be on the field to help your team or whether that be off the field to help your teammates. The more consistent you become all around and the more reliable you become to your coach, this will result in you getting more playing time and not being subbed out of a game on the weekend. So the third one, and probably the most important one, is be the leader on your team. So how do you become the leader on your team? It's very, very simple. To be the leader on your team means that you have to be the role model. And to be the role model requires you to be the hardest worker. So we're going back to point number one. So to be the leader on your team, you need to make sure that you are working the hardest on the field. You're also the person that your teammates can look up to. You're the person that your coach can look up to, and you're ultimately the role model of your team. And once you become the leader, and once you master becoming the leader on your team, then ultimately this will result in your child not being subbed out of games. You'll get more playing time, and ultimately you'll become one of the main, shall we say, stars of the team. Okay. All right. I hope this video has been of help to you. And if you have any questions for me, get in contact with me at info@thefootballdomain academy. And when you do write into me, please write with the word out of game, so I know that this email is related to this video. Okay. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode.